Nestled in the Judean hills, the home for Bible translators and scholars in Jerusalem is a non-profit ministry supporting translators and scholars from around the world to deepen their knowledge of the original Hebrew language and the context of the Old Testament Bible while studying in Israel. Here, translators are immersed in the culture, geography, and tongue of the prophets and patriarchs.
And then we read in the 4th verse, on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place from afar. And so we're standing where Abraham stood. This ridge, if you're coming from Hebron, in the hills south of Jerusalem, this is the first view that you have of that hill where the Golden Dome is standing now of Har Moriah.
The reason we established the place was because I personally love the Hebrew text. I understand its nuances. I live the Hebrew text, having grown up in this country as one of the few Christians at that time. And it's just so powerful in the original, Jeremiah and Isaiah and so on. Now you read the translation, you say, just a minute, something is missing. My husband, Hal Baroning, loves the land in terms of the country, in terms of archaeology, in terms of the locations.
But if we look up in the direction that I'm pointing now, you can see a cave about almost halfway up, and in that cave some scroll material was found.
A national comes here and suddenly the Word of God becomes alive to him. The places are alive to him. The plants, he understands what they mean, the figures of speech and the similes and all these things. He said, aha, now I understand.
The main service offered by HBT is a 6-month study program in partnership with the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. This is specifically designed for Bible translators and consultants.
In time of war, what happens is
archaeologists, professors, and experts like Ronit Maoz establish the biblical language foundation and context for translation work in the classroom and in the field.
You know that in Hebrew, we have a word which is song. How do we say song in Hebrew? Shir. Shir. What is the plural of shir? Shirim. Now, if you want to say poetry in general, how do you say? Shira.
We train here at the Home for Bible Translators in the language of the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, the Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, and also many, many, many trips throughout the land, so that as much of the truth of the Bible will be kind of absorbed by the national translator, and then when he goes back, he says, okay, I saw the one, I saw this plant, I saw this mountain.
And he built a tower, and this is where we are right now. We are now standing in a tower. I don't know whether you noticed it, but we're now standing here, sitting next to a tower. What kind of a tower is it? A watchtower.
Bible translation really represents a world vision to give the Word of God to as many nations as possible. You're going to be asking how many nations have the Bible, and we have exact numbers, and it's pretty low. It's only 475 languages which have the complete Bible, Old and New Testament.
And because of my 6-month stay here with Home Bible Translator at the Hebrew University, all my ministry was totally changed. I became better, even with my relation with God.
Almei menehot yenacha leni.
That's it. By restful waters, he will lead me.
Yes.
And in my English translation, it says still waters. What does it say in French?
In French, it says, il me dirige près des eaux paisibles.
And what kind of water is that?
Some water who's not
moving.
Not moving, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
and now we had people from some areas of Africa say that's bad water.
Yeah, of course.
Because it means malaria swamp.
Malaria, yes, definitely.
You know?
Yeah, yes.
And so you have to think, even though you know what the Hebrew says, you have to think how in my language to say it so I don't give the wrong idea.
Yes.
So I have heard of some translation, he leads me beside good water.
Yes.
So that you don't get the wrong idea.
Yes.
Before, I can just speak about Israel theoretically. I can just speak about according to what I read in the Bible, but not because of something I had experienced. And now when I teach with knowledge, but also I teach with like someone who had a great experience of what he's teaching me about.
We have been helping national translators to come to this land and study in our program. There have been more than 100 students, which means that there have been translators who can study in this program from 35 different countries, representing over 60 languages, and sometimes the ones who are coming are actually consultants. And so that all together we have had quite an impact.
Since 1998, I've been working on the Tuvan Bible translation in South Siberia within the Russian Federation. We completed the full Bible into the Tuvan language and published it in 2011, and it is Bible 472 among the world's languages.
Apart from the 15 countries that we have had in Africa, we now have also some 8 different locations, 8 different languages in Russia, former Soviet Union, that are now going to be able to have a more accurate translation by these consultants coming here.
HBT trained translators and consultants like Vitaly Vinov will make it possible for over 68 million people around the world to read the Old Testament in their own language.
Having something on paper with ink on paper, that's text, we believe it, but we don't get into its real essence. And we can imagine things, we can read books about the words that we're translating, but when you come and you see the 3 different types of valley, when you see the emek and the gai and the bika, you say, wow, these things are really different, and now I know why I really need to be detail-oriented when I work through the Hebrew text verse by verse. We want to give our readers as close, as accurate as possible a rendition of the Hebrew text, and having just words is like seeing it in black and white, but you come here and you see it in full color.